recording this.
Okay.
And I will periodically try to push this to YouTube.
Okay.
If it is not pushing, then what's going to happen is as soon as we get done, I'm just going to upload it.
Okay.
Because I am not one for trying to let nothing stop nothing.
You fine. You are just fine.
So I'm going to give it one more go.
Okay.
And then we're just going to jump in. Yeah. We're just going to jump in. Okay. All right. So, excuse my horrible lighting. This would be what doing it from home is like. All righty. So we're going to jump in. I am going to tell you, I'm going to try to make it, sometimes I go 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep it closer to the 30 so that I can get it uploaded.
Okay. Okay.
And then I will send you an edited version, like with the lower thirds and all of that stuff, in a few days. And Thank you again.
Of course. Okay. Not a problem.
So I'm hoping and pushing one more time, like we're gonna see if it's gonna push on through. And of course it's not. Of course not. Okay. All right, so we are going to hop in and welcome to today's Black Quarantine Report, everyone. This is Kim Brio, your host, and I am so excited. Excited is an understatement. I kind of feel like I'm in an alternate reality right now. Miss Dani Canada.
Hi.
Has graciously accepted my invitation for today's Black Quarantine Report. For whoever is watching this, let me tell you about life and technical difficulties. So we couldn't get the stream to push right through. So what we're doing is recording and then uploading, because you can't let one thing stop no show. Okay. So I want to thank you so much, my soror.
Hey, soror. No problem.
Thank you so much. So I want to thank you, of course, for coming. But for the people who are not familiar with you, I don't know who those are. They're living under a rock. But for the people who are not familiar with you, where do they recognize you from, ma'am?
My name's Dani Canada. I'm deputy editor at Bossip.com. I've been with Bossip since 2014. I've also done some television. I did Bossip on WeTV seasons 1 and 2, and I regularly contributed to Sister Circle TV before their unfortunate cancellation that just happened. But
yes, yeah, but that's something is telling me that may not be forever. I think that may have something to do with the time.
Despite what was said, they really did build their audience, and I feel like people are missing it, and they're like, "What happened?" You know?
Exactly. And I mean, I'm in Chicago. I'm not even in Atlanta, and this was a part of my ritual.
Oh yeah.
You know, so as part of that show. So I think that they discount us a lot, but it's okay. We can show them better than we can tell them.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna speak it that will be back. So, but that is where everyone recognizes you from. And I'm so excited to have you on the show. Now, the way that I usually do the show is in 3 parts, right?
Okay.
So I'll do the first part, kind of your personal experience, what kind of happened with you in the pandemic. And then I'll talk about the effects of it on you and professionally. And then I'll talk about the lemonade, right? So I want to talk to you about your personal experience with the pandemic, especially the uniqueness of being kind of in the Hollywood industry. What was that like? And at what point did everybody start taking it seriously?
Well, I can remember back in January, you know, I had heard about coronavirus. I was doing a lot of traveling, like back and forth to New York for work. And my mom would always just tell me, wear your mask at the airport, wear your mask. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Didn't really take it seriously. Then February, I remember being out, I want to say it was around Valentine's Day, and everybody was fine. I want to say everybody was not even thinking about it. And then just as like the month progressed along, you just heard more and more about Corona. I remember when they declared it a pandemic, a global pandemic. And that's when I got nervous. And I was like, well, now this is a little crazy. And they're talking about, Yeah, the CDC said, you know, you can expect school closures and people to work at home. And I'm like, is this really going to happen? And then, of course, it did. So it's just been crazy.
That's interesting. A lot of the people that I spoke with, of course, were not as ingrained in the media industry. And a lot of them didn't hear about it until later on. So like here in Chicago, we had All-Star Weekend here, which was big for us.
Remember,
they don't ever give us nothing, okay? So
I was supposed to go. But
they gave us All-Star Weekend. And I'm thinking back to that point in time. And, you know, it was on your radar at that point. But honestly, here, it wasn't on anyone's radar. And it's scary. You know, we think about Mardi Gras and it was on no one's radar. It's crazy. Now let me ask you this, as far as let me be blunt, girl, are you actually quarantining?
Yes, absolutely I am.
Okay, she's like,
no one's here but my cat and my dog.
I'm quarantining, but I go out every day at this time.
I really don't. Listen, my mom is taking this so seriously that she calls me like back to back. Like, what you doing? What you doing now? Like, trying to make sure I'm at home.
She's like, let me FaceTime you and make sure your house in the background.
Girl, I'm in the house.
Now, I will say from your social media, this hasn't slowed down work because you got quite a few interviews rolling out and that sort of thing. Was that a transition for you, or was it just like...
I wasn't expecting that, but, you know, we decided to start doing Instagram lives on the Bossip Instagram page. And I remember we were just kind of playing with the idea. We're like, well, let's see who'll sign up and what we can get. And now it's like every couple of days we get new requests and everybody's like, I want to join in. How can I sign up? Do I have enough followers? It's crazy. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because everybody has more time on their hands right now, but everybody's like, okay, I'm at home. Might as well do Instagram live. Like, it's just
and I think the other part of it too, you know, it's funny, as an independent media professional, you know, somebody outside the circle trying to, you know, hustle and get in. For me, the wake up call was I'm watching Good Morning America and I'm watching Robin Roberts from her living room. And I was like, self-check, Kim, if Robin Roberts can do GMA from the crib, you have no excuses, no reason. Take the lights you got, take the backgrounds you got, make it work and get it done. So it's interesting to see that. Now, are you an introvert, an extrovert? How has this been affecting you on that front?
I think I'm like in the middle, like an intro extrovert. But
yes, you're half and half.
Half and half. I do miss having a social life. I do. I remember I think I was going to the grocery store, coming from the grocery store, because that's all people do now is go to the grocery store.
Exactly.
And I was like, ooh, it's almost time for happy hour. I want to go get a drink. And I was like, ain't no drink. I can't even get a drink. Like, I was like, I don't really.
You could have picked it up at the store. Drank it at home. You could have picked up your drink at the store and drank it.
I know.
That's
I was thinking. I wanted to sit at a bar at happy hour and drink.
Oh my God. Now, before we transition to the effects, has it hit close to you at all? To your family, friends, anyone close to you? Has it hit home?
I know a couple people who have been sick. I know someone whose relative passed away. I know of someone whose mother and grandmother passed away. So it's just, when you hear about the story, like, this is really serious. Like, maybe it's not affecting everyone directly, but I feel like there's just a few degrees of separation between people who are really feeling the effects and people who aren't. So it's just, I don't know, scary.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the effects. And this is where I like to get a little deep. So of course I'll ask you about the personal effects on your life, which we covered a little bit, but then I really want to talk about our Black community and the effects of us on this community, because our experiences are very different and than everyone else. And I don't necessarily think we as a whole have been taking it as serious as we should. First, real quick, how has it affected you thus far? Has it changed your mindset, the way you move?
Yeah. At first, it wasn't really bothering me. I was just like, oh, you know, we're in the house. You know, it's fine. I have everything I need here. But then as time like progressed, I could just feel myself getting more and more lonely, I guess. Yeah. Especially on weekends because the weekends feel like the weekdays. There's no difference. So it's just like, this is kind of depressing. So I just try to make the most of my day. I get up around like 7 a.m. I meditate, take out the dog, come back in, get to work, try and take breaks, you know.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, it's changing my mindset because I'm thinking about like getting a bike. I don't do outdoor activities, but I'm like, well, maybe I should, you know, pass the time. So it's just, I don't know, it makes you think differently.
What about professionally? Has it affected your mindset professionally at all?
Professionally, I don't know that it's necessarily changed my mindset. It's made me more aware about what people are interested in concerning coronavirus. I know like our best performing content last month was all about things to do during the quarantine. So it's just kind of showing you everybody's on the same page, everybody's kind of bored, you know, everybody kind of has the same interest. So it's definitely showing me like what people want to read, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's jump into some heavy hitting stuff a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about the effects of the Black community. Now, up here in Chicago, we are at some inordinate rate. 70-something% of the mortality rate are African Americans.
Right.
And at the same time, it's crazy to me that our community seems to be the community that's not taking it as serious. What kind of effects have you seen on the Black community, especially in your role, being able to kind of be the pulse of a large segment of Black America? How have you seen it affect our community?
I would say it's similar down here in Atlanta. It's a blend. I will say there are people who are being cautious, who are taking it seriously. You see, you know, Black people with masks on. But in that same vein, you can even look on social media and you can see exactly who's not taking it seriously. You have the hairstylist still doing hair, the nail artist talking about, I'll take mobile appointments. And it's like, it's scary because you hear about people literally getting sick that way. So in Atlanta, I would say, I'm not sure everyone takes it seriously. I've had several invites to like come over to people's houses, like, oh, we're just gonna have a small gathering. I'm like,
it's gonna be less than 10.
Right. That's not really how it works. But yeah, I think I've definitely seen that people don't take it as seriously as they should.
When do you think that tide is going to change? When do you think we're finally going to?
I don't know. I don't know when that tide is going to change. I don't know if it's going to take people to have it personally affect them, like someone in their family, or if there's going to have to be something happening with a big celebrity. And even then, we've had celebrities who got sick and people still were like, oh, it's a hoax. Oh, they got paid. So I don't know. I don't know when the tides are going to change on that, but hopefully soon.
And the hard part of it is with the celebrity thing too, especially at the beginning when it was NBA people, a lot of them were like, I mean, yeah, I got it, but I'm good. I'm at the crib. No, I don't really have no symptoms, you know, and you were like, okay, so it,
right.
Even though they were like, okay, it's real, but he fine. I'm going to be
right.
fine.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. And I think that a lot of people don't, especially our people, don't think about the underlying conditions. His body, the shape of his body and his health is not the same as yours with your flaming hot eat behind. It's not the same, you know? It's crazy. Now, talk to me a little bit about what you think the long-term effects are going to be on our community, because I don't even think that we can wrap our mind around.
Yeah. I don't know. Long term, I don't know how it's going to affect us. I can see some people really taking heed of how this happened and still being cautious, and when they go in large crowds, like wearing masks. But I think for some people, especially Black people, we're just going to shrug it off like, oh yeah, that happened. Wasn't that bad, you know.
We made it through, like we do everything else.
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, I think that's big. Now the fun part, lemonade.
Okay.
So I know that we touched on a little bit, especially with Bossip, how you guys are making lemonade out of it. You're doing the IG live series. How are you personally kind of making lemonade out of the situation before we jump into everybody else?
For me personally, I'm trying to do more things that I'm interested in. That's kind of how I'm making my lemonade. So like I love like makeup. I'm one of those girls. Like I'll sit and watch like makeup tutorials all day and try it out. And now I have more time, so I kind of have no excuse not to. So I've been doing that. I've been reading more, you know, because I usually don't have time to sit there and read, and I actually love to read. You know, I've just been relaxing more. I feel like before this all happened, I was kind of always on the go. And so this is forcing me to sit down, you know, much, not that I enjoy it that much, but
but you have no choice.
But I have no choice.
But for the people that are listening, I really want you guys to pull from this. This is someone of high influence, someone of celebrity status, and they're literally doing the same things that we're doing in regards to being home and taking time to figure out what do you enjoy to do? What's that thing that you like? If I just had more time in the day, I would do it. If you have not started doing that thing, this is the time, people, to start doing that thing. If it's learning something, if it's starting a business, if it's learning how to meditate, if it, whatever it is, this is the time to start doing that. And right here is proof that just like the regular people aren't saying this, this is what the celebs are doing too. Like, seriously, you got to come out of this thing better than the way that you entered in, you know?
Right.
Now, let's talk about the lemonade as far as our community is concerned, because part of me gets excited, even though this is a horribly unfortunate situation, part of me gets excited because I feel that there's a lot of potential here for our community as a whole.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As far as how we can come out of this better than how we entered. So on a couple of my shows, I talked to a couple of people and they were like, look, a lot of businesses are going to fold. Those holes have to be, you know, filled. Let's fill those with Black products. Let's fill those with Black businesses. What kind of things do you see that could long-term come out of this thing better for us as a people?
Well, you know, I think definitely during this downtime, I think people are exploring things they probably never thought of before. Like maybe they wanted to open up an Etsy shop and they're like, oh, I don't have time for that. Well, now is the perfect time. You see people, they're making and selling masks for the first time. So I think it's really getting people to open up and figure out what they want to do outside of their full-time careers. So I think that's a good thing. And I could see that definitely like moving forward. And even you can look at like Instagram Live and you see the people who are DJing. There are people who are figuring out how to DJ because they're like, well, I have time now and I can go on live and people can tell me how they like it. So it's just really helping people, I think, hone their skills. Which is nice.
Whether they intended to or not, by the time you on quarantine day 7,954, you gonna know something. You be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just go on and try.
I'm about to sew real quick. You know,
I'm gonna learn how to. I always wanted to crochet like my granny.
Me too. I never figured it. It looks so complicated to me. I always wanted to do it.
Listen, I gotta tell you, I've been on Amazon. I done order more craft stuff on Amazon than I know what to do with it. And I'm not gonna use it all, but I'm just like in the midst of it when I'm adding it to the cart. I'm like, you know what? That seemed like a good idea.
Right.
So I thank you so much for coming and having this conversation. I really thank you. If there was one thing that you could say to the Black community right now, if it was like a standstill in time and you had everyone's ear, what would you say?
I would just say, make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of your family. If you live in Georgia, do not listen to your governor. Do not go out of your house on Friday. Do not go out of your house next week. Stay in your house and keep yourself safe. Wash your hands, social distance. There is nothing worth putting your life at risk right now. You could be asymptomatic and passing it on to other people. You could be asymptomatic and not know you have it and it flare up like you just don't know. So just take better care of ourselves. Take it seriously. You know, and everybody just sit down for a second. Everybody just sit. Just be still.
Oh my gosh. That's pause. So, you know, I'm in Illinois. I'm in Chicago. Your governor about to let people out.
Oh, yes, honey. Yes. The governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, announced that on this Friday. What is that? The 20?
This Friday, like the 25th?
Yes. 25th, people can go to the barbershop. They can go to massage parlors. They can go to bowling alleys. I don't know why bowling alleys.
Why is that essential again?
I have no idea. Estheticians, you can get your nails done. You can do all of that starting Friday. Then on Monday, you can go to movie theaters. Where else? You can go to church. You can definitely go to church. Girl.
Are you kidding me?
No, honey.
Okay, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is, I know we're towards the end of the interview or whatever, but you just opened up a whole nother mindset for me as far as the levels of questioning this week when I talk to people. Because here in Illinois, I mean, I know you've probably seen the memes. We got Mayor Auntie Lori, okay?
Lori Lightfoot, don't play
Auntie Lori is not playing, okay? Auntie Lori will get in her car and drive to the park and be like, excuse me. Literally. We have JB Pritzker, who is basically telling Trump, like, I don't really care what, like, we just flew in, I want to say 2 full loads of PPE directly from China.
Wow.
And the federal administration is not very happy about it. So it's just very interesting, as you said that, I think about, wow, this is not necessarily just a national thing. This is a state level thing, because in our state, it's like, you're shamed if you go outside. Y'all trying to go get your hair done.
Girl, they're trying to turn up in Atlanta. I don't understand it. The bowling alley is really what blew me. I was like, of all places.
I can even understand I don't like it and it's not safe, but I get the salons, I get the esthetician. But bowling, who was just like, I just can't make it without my bowl.
I got a bowl right now. Like,
I got a bowl, I can't.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know why you putting your life at risk to bowl makes sense to you, but yeah, girl, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Let me ask you one more question. I'm about to let you go, but since we had that realistic conversation, let me ask you, how bad do you think this thing is going to get?
I don't know. I mean, it makes me doubt that it's going to get much worse when you have people like our governor who are like, oh yeah, just go out the house. I'm like, well, maybe it's not so bad. But before he made that announcement, my own personal projection was, we're not getting out of our houses like all the way with everything open until like August. That was my prediction. I was like, I just don't see it. Like they say, states are going to hit their peak like over the summer. And I'm like, oh, well, probably not August. But now I'm like, I don't know. Now I'm confused. I don't know.
Really? Oh my gosh, can you not test the waters? We love you. Stay inside. Let them test first.
Listen. And I'm not going out there.
And report back.
Right.
Thank you so much for having this interview with me. I appreciate it so much. And I really want to specifically thank you as a Black woman for accepting something from another Black woman. I run another company called Black Girl Biz Club, and we had a chat the other day, a virtual chat. And a big thing about our virtual chat was, a lot of times in business, we find it hardest to work with other Black women. So the fact that you said yes, I really don't think that you understand the impact that you've made on me and the people surrounding me. So I thank you.
Thank you. No problem. I'm happy to do it. You know, this was a lot of fun. So thank you for having me.
And you cute. It was a chance to look cute on camera.
You too. All right.
So thank you so much again, guys who are watching this. This was unfortunately pre-recorded, so I'm going to run and upload this really quick to YouTube. Check us at blackquarantinereport.com and at Black Rona Report on all of the socials. Dani, where can I find you on everything?
At I am Dani Canada. That's DANI Canada, like the country.
Yeah, she's like, exactly. That was pretty simple. If they can't spell that, they can't make it work.
Then that don't need to file if they can't spell that.
They can't make it work. So I'm going to cut off the recording. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you soon. You don't hang up, lady. 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay.